Coming right up, we have the Limeliters. And of course, the original Limeliters were the iconic band, folk band of the 60s, including Glenn Yarbrough. That's probably the name that I remember the most. But today's, after 60 years, that music is still the folk music of the 60s. And so the new reborn Limeliters includes our very own Albuquerque Dan Boling, singer-songwriter, and two award-winning singer-songwriters, Andy Corwin and Steve Brooks from Austin, Texas. Welcome to the Albuquerque Folk Festival.
Thank you very much.
Big round of applause for the Limeliters.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Good to be here.
Thank you.
Just a quick correction. We're not the reborn Limeliters. The Limeliters has continued to exist for 60 years. But, over 60 years, there are changes in personnel.
Right. They're not all still on the planet.
We lost Glenn about a year or so ago. Lou Gottlieb passed away in the 90s. Alex, though, is still very much with us. And we just did a workshop on the other Zoom meeting where I had some interviews and actually a conversation with Alex. So we just had that going on over there at the other Zoom meeting. And our big show is tonight, everybody, at 8:30. I guess we're closing out the evening. And we've got some concert footage that's going to be part of that concert that we did before the pandemic chased us all home back in January. But nobody's seen this footage before. So it's a debut here at the Albuquerque Folk Festival of this concert footage that we recorded in January. And I think we had 4 cameras rolling, and we got an audio recording from the board. So it turned out pretty well. So that's tonight. But so right now, because we're limited, the three of us can't really sing at the same time because of the limitations of this Zoom technology. There's always going to be a little bit of a lag time. It's impossible.
Yeah. We can sing at the same time, but it'll sound horrible.
It'll sound horrible. Yes, we once got to sing the national anthem at a Baltimore Orioles game. It was really hard to stand on home plate and sing when you hear the echo coming back at you from the... It was crazy. Anyway, the thing is, the current Limeliters, myself, Andy Corwin, Daniel Boling, and Steve Brooks, are all songwriters. And we kind of know each other through songwriting. That's really where our roots with one another go. So I thought what we do in this little half an hour that we have right now is each of us take turns and play original songs that we've written for the Limeliters repertoire. That if we were all in the same place, we'd be singing harmony. But we're going to take turns doing solos right now. And this is a song that I wrote for the Limeliters back around 2010. I don't have a single pierced body part. I don't have any tattoos. I'm out of step with everything that's state of the art, but I'm not singing the blues. Now you might call it old-fashioned, but I don't see it that way. I prefer to think of it as the cutting edge of Passe. I'm no fan of computers, cell phones, or fax machines. Don't talk to me about HTML because I don't even know what that means. Call me technologically challenged, but spare me your dismay. 'Cause I'm content to stay out here on the cutting edge of Passe. I'm on the cutting edge of Passe, keeping the modern world at bay, blazing a trail to yesterday. Hey, what more can I say? I'm a middle-aged cliche, and what's more, I like it that way. And I intend to stay on the cutting edge of Passe. I still believe that folk songs can be a force for good, inspiring the masses to seek peace and brotherhood. Now you might choose to accuse me of naivete, but I'm prepared to take a stand on the cutting edge of Passe, the cutting edge of Passe. So, okay, who's up next? Steve's up next? There he is.
Well, it's good to, I would say it's good to see y'all if I could actually see y'all, but it's good to know that you're all out there listening. I'm going to sing you a song I wrote for the Limeliters about something that y'all have a lot more of in New Mexico than we have in Central Texas. This song is called Mountain. There's no telling what this world's gonna hold in store for you to make your way around in. I wish you happiness and even a little more. May you find yourself a mountain. Let there be a roof to shelter you from the sky, with 4 strong walls surrounding. May the ones you love together be standing by, and may you find yourself a mountain. May you find yourself a mountain where sides are steep and valleys deep, where an eagle's voice is sounding. May you find yourself a mountain. May you hold another close as you hold your breath. May your love flow like a fountain. Forgive your worst and stir you to give your best. And may you find yourself a mountain. And if the summit seems forever just out of reach, may your heart go on a pounding. It's about the climb, it isn't about the peak. May you find yourself a mountain. May you find yourself a mountain where sides are steep and valleys deep, where an eagle's voice is sounding. May you find yourself a mountain. May you find yourself a mountain. Thank you all.
Beautiful. I missed the harmonies and the penny whistle, though.
Me too.
I am just amazed at how well this has all come together. Big kudos to all the team that made it happen, and Peter Eschrich for leading the charge. So here's a song that the Limeliters have worked up, and maybe when we come back to play the festival in person in 2021, maybe we'll sing some of these for you in 3-part harmony. Sleeves rolled up, work gloves on, a dust mask on my face. It's time to sort and pack and load and ship my papa's place. Chunks of chain, hunks of board, a couple dozen scriptures of the Lord. Things we can't, things we must, under 40 years of dust. Chest waders with the feet cut off, hanging on the wall of my dad's garage. I don't know what he kept them for, but I'm pretty sure he never wore those chest waders with the feet cut off, lest maybe he lost his mind. But when somebody goes through things of mine, no telling just what they'll find. That throne-shaped toilet paper holder really reeks of class. A Victorian-era serving tray with dead moths under glass. What to keep, what to throw, who the heck is ever gonna know? What we pitch, what we save, take that secret to my grave. But Grandpa wired with these pliers, I'll keep them for sure. And this pistol, Mama's daddy carried in the war. But what to do with all this stuff? Every house already has enough. Give a bunch of things away and pity our own kids someday. There's chest waders with the feet cut off, hanging on the wall of my dad's garage. I don't know what he kept them for, but I'm pretty sure he never wore those chest waders with the feet cut off, unless maybe he lost his mind. But when somebody goes through things of mine, no telling just what they'll find. 'Cause I've got pay stubs clear back to the 60s, blue jeans that no longer fit me, and bags of rusty used guitar strings, projects left undone. Fallout from a jack of all trades and junk that hasn't budged in decades. In my mind the choir sings, you are your father's son. Thank you all. Here comes Andy with another one for you.
Now I'm unmuted. Hosted, right? Am I unmuted? Can you hear me? Yes, okay. Hello again. We're back. And just a reminder for those of you watching, our big show is tonight at 8:30 on the Facebook. It's not a Zoom, it's like a streaming. Anyway, it's on the website. I think we're closing out this festival this evening, so we hope to see you there. And then you'll get to hear us three singing together in harmony, which is, of course, what we do. But we're working with what we have to work with right now. And I was just looking at the gallery view. I see a whole grid of all of you. Some of you look like you might be old enough to remember the 20th century. Do we have any baby boomers out there? Just a quick show of hands. We got some baby boomers out there. I see a few there. Yeah. Well, some might not know if they're baby boomers or not. So here's a song that clarifies things. You might be a baby boomer if you went to college when it was affordable, and you might be a baby boomer if You owned a lot of records that weren't re-recordable, and you might be a baby boomer if you grew up watching Captain Kangaroo. If you fit the description, don't have a conniption, you're a baby boomer through and through. And you might be a baby boomer if you ever bummed a dime so you could use the payphones. You might be a baby boomer if you remember the opening theme song to the Flintstones. You might be a baby boomer if you went to parties where they served fondue. If the match the depiction, it ain't science fiction, you're a baby boomer through and through. If you remember the Jefferson aeroplane reminding you to feed your head, or if you ever rolled a doobie on the cover of Working Man's Dead, and you might be a baby boomer if you ever owned a pet rock, a slinky, or an earth shoe. You might be a baby boomer if you know what M&Ms will do and what they won't do. And you might be a baby boomer if you have a counterculture point of view. If the shoe fits, then buy it. You just can't deny it. You're a baby boomer through and through. A baby boomer through and through. Aren't you proud to be a boomer too? That's for all the baby boomers out there.
We resemble that remark.
Yeah, great song, Andy.
Thank you so much.
Well, I'd like to tell you all a little story about how this next song came to be. This one I wrote long before the Limeliters, but it's thrilling to get it worked up in Limeliters fashion with lovely three-part harmonies. More than 25 years ago, I was supposed to play a gig at a coffee house on the Mississippi Gulf Coast in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Thing was that the folks who owned the coffee house forgot about the gig. You know, stuff happens. I was waiting around there for a couple hours just to make sure that nothing was going to happen. And while I was waiting, I walked a couple of blocks over to the beach. Very convenient, just a couple of blocks away. And I was sitting out on a pier and I was looking up at this gorgeous, dark December sky that was just studded with stars from one end to the other. And as I was looking at that sky, the melody and the hook line for this song just came to me out of that night sky. And it turned out that the evening was not a waste after all, because this is turned into one of my most enduring songs, and now the Limeliters are working it out. It's an inspirational song. It's called A Single New Star. When I was a young man, I used to go walking at midnight. Some things appear clearest to eyes that aren't blinded by daylight. I'd look to the sky and I'd search for a sign that would show me the road to be taken, till a single new star rearranged a whole constellation. Our watches we set by the sun, but our hearts run on moon time. We wait till some miracle comes, turn the night into noontime. But the only true miracles I've ever seen are those sudden and silent occasions when a single new star rearranges a whole search for a path, makes the wilderness safer. We follow our maps, but our maps are just made out of paper. It's only our minds keep drawing these lines, and it's only our hearts can erase them when a single new star rearranges the whole constellation. Now I'm not a young man, still that old midnight keeps calling. I still follow a star, even when all my stars are falling. Till the stars fade from view and the whole world seems new in the light of the morning that's breaking, when a single new star rearranges the whole constellation. A single new star rearranges whole constellation. A single new star.
Beautiful.
Thank you all.
Well, thank goodness for the mute button. You couldn't hear me singing my harmony parts out of sync there. Or I hope to goodness you couldn't. I think we got time for one more song, don't we, Andy?
I think we actually might have more time than we. It seems like there's maybe about 9 minutes left.
We got about 9 minutes left. Well, maybe we can just visit with people and take questions or something after.
We could do that. One thought I had, Steve, if you would, we could do our new hit. Steve could do our new hit, our viral hit. So if we have time. So
if we have time, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not part of the evening show?
It is.
Oh, okay.
It can be a teaser.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. Okay, so
go ahead, Andy. Oh, go ahead, Daniel.
Yeah, that's all right. It is such a treat to have these songs that we've written and performed solo take on a whole new feeling with three voices and three instruments, and for a songwriter, there's something really special about hearing other people sing your songs, and it's similar when you take a solo piece and turn it into a trio. So, but for today, it's solo. Where did the years go so quickly, my love? How did we get to be gray? Decades go by in the blink of an eye. It still feels like just yesterday. The first time that I heard you say, love me forever and hold me right now. Gather our memories like this. I know we'll never be old anyhow. Anytime we reminisce, I'll be as young as your kiss. Really just children when we fell in love, and we're still as happy today. The circle keeps turning around like it does. Our children have children these days. I love watching you, watching them play. Love me forever and hold me right now. Gather our memories like this. I know we'll never be old anyhow. Anytime we reminisce, I'll be as young as your kiss. Now we're both better rounded in so many ways. We don't move quite as fast anymore. But youth isn't only a question of age. You're the same girl I've always adored. Love me forever and hold me right now. Gather our memories like this. I know we'll never be old anyhow. Anytime we reminisce, we'll be as young as our very first kiss. Whenever you hold me like this, I'll be as young as your kiss. Great to be with you all. See you again later this evening.
Thank you. Tied us right together.
Do we have time for one more? One more quick one?
Looks like we
One
got
more
4
quick
minutes.
one.
All right, we're going to turn it over to Steve. This is we made a music video out of this one, which has gone kind of viral. It's gone over 17,000 views so far, and it's going to be part of our show tonight at 8:30. So come back at 8:30 and watch this. Then you'll see the 3-part harmony version of this song that Steve is about to sing for you right now, which Steve wrote, which is brilliant and everybody loves it. Go.
All right. Going viral in a good way.
That's right. No known vaccine.
There was a time shaking hands was a welcoming sign, but now a hug could be passing a nasty bug we must embrace. The concept of staying in place, not playing it safe, could be such a blunder. I'd rather be 6 feet apart. 6 feet apart. I'd rather be 6 feet apart than 6 feet under. Don't take my advice. Friends, don't let friends go risking their lives. Don't get too close. I'd hate to give you a lethal dose. Just smile and wave. And think of the people we'll save from early graves and eternal slumber. I'd rather be 6 feet apart. 6 feet apart. I'd rather be 6 feet apart than 6 feet under. From a distance, we all can reach out and touch someone. Here's the difference. Let's do it smart, not do it dumb, dumb, dumb. Let's learn the art of being together while being apart. Meet face to face. Only do it in cyberspace. It's strange, it's true, but it beats going to the ICU. It's easy to do. You've got my number, and I'd rather be 6 feet apart. 6 feet apart. I'd rather be 6 feet apart, 6 feet under. I'd rather be 6 feet apart. Step away from the shopping cart. Rather be 6 feet apart than 6 feet under.
Amen, amen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you tonight at 8:30.
We're right on time. Thanks, everybody. Lots of good music on lots of stages all day. We'll see you around.
Thank you.
See ya.
And for those of you that are hanging around, just want to remind you that after the sing-along, we'll have a short break, a couple hours, and we're back at 7, from 7 to 9:30, ending with the Limeliters at 8:30, as Andy said. So please remember to sign back on and come back. And right now, we're getting ready for our annual sing-along with Dan Matthews. This year's theme, freedom, hope. Protest, yes.
Yeah.
Couldn't be more timely, Dan. Thank you.
And we've got the LA,